engulf the Canadian border from Atlantic coast to the Pacific. A vast panorama of activities, a wide variety of needs, the United States on the move. Many faces, many voices, many occupations. From man to man, one common denominator, the simple necessity to communicate. The means to communicate may be taken for granted because designed, engineered safeguards ensure that the means will not fail, as we shall see. New York Central's marshalling yard in Cleveland, Ohio, has the trainmen shape up the long freights. The railroad runs on communications. Information on every car on New York Central rails feeds into a master computer in New York. The data is carried by over 57,000 miles of communication lines.
SD1 has a 3007.
60-mile stretches of track are run by centralized train control and Bell System Circuits, a transportation partnership.
CP66. Give me the signal.
Just wire isn't enough. Just equipment isn't enough. It's got to work all the time. Under the surface of daily life in America lies a communications network that must not fail. Here, telephone circuits carry status reports of the location of every train, the position of every signal and every switch.
Copy, Roger, guide across down the track, north side.
Train movement data is stored in the computer.
I'll send you down to 39. He's almost on the siding at 37.
From about 270 locations, information about departures and arrivals makes its way to Data Central in New York.
Public Corporation. I ring Mr. Mullally and that you two may down direct 574.
On this same morning, let's move into the center of Cleveland and the headquarters of Republic Steel. Steel, sales and phones. Men talk to one another, and so do machines. Customers' orders go to the far-flung mills of Republic. In this specific case, to the pipe mill in Youngstown, Ohio. From the mill come endless miles of pipe, so necessary to our ever-growing America. A lot of it is already stockpiled, ready to move. A lot more made to order. Special strength, diameter, length, special weight and protective coating. But a railroad in Cleveland, a computer in New York, and a steel mill in Youngstown, how do they all tie together? The answer begins in Tulsa, Oklahoma. A field representative for Republic Steel dials his Cleveland headquarters. He's concerned about a vitally needed pipe shipment. In seconds, automatic switching selects one of 9 alternate routes.
Hugh Tobin.
Hugh, will you check and see when this car will arrive into Tulsa?
Hold on while I call the New York Central.
Service on it, Tesla.
Herb, this Hugh Tobin of Republic. Could you check on 4 P&LE gondolas for me? Please, 44122, 44020.
44051 and 44077. Okay, hold on just a minute.
Dataphone circuits link New York Central's Cleveland office with a computer in Manhattan. The computerized information display answers. And there are the cars with the steel.
That shipment will be delivered to Pan American at 4 a.m. Friday.
Thanks, Hugh. What took you so long?
At Florida's Cape Kennedy, astronauts ride an elevator leading to the moon.
Roger.
Half a continent away at the Manned Space Flight Center in Houston, Texas, telephone technicians check security devices and mount watch over the precious lines of communications that link the astronauts with their command headquarters. In today's world, man in space would be totally alone were it not for his communications that connect him to Mother Earth. All communications must be sure. For the astronauts, they must be doubly sure. Hardened coaxial cables, alternate routes, multiple circuits, protection channels, backup power. Teamwork here. Bell System research and manufacturing and operating teamwork. Let's move north to Chicago, Illinois, and a state buffeted by storm.
Yeah, it took me quite a while to get into it. Each guy will take a section and do a patrol for possible wind damage. Ron and Don on the 2-man rigs, you take this section up around here. It's the largest. Patrol it completely and give a report to the service center. Let's get on the road.
Telephone men looking for trouble. There's the first line of defense against the fury of the elements.
With this storm raging the way it is, I suggest we all take a look at our generators. All the hardware in the world isn't going to do us any good unless it works. I'd like each of you to report back to me when you're finished.
On standby, too, is auxiliary power. Diesel generators guard against commercial power failure in most telephone offices. When the chips are down, when a need arises, there cannot be a blackout of communications. As the man said, all the equipment in the world won't do a bit of good unless it works. Over at the Western Electric Supply Center, the first storm warnings called the crew out of their beds, put them to work through the night. As members of the Bell system, Western Electric people are also vitally concerned with dependability of telephone service. When the rain and wind arrived, repair equipment and parts and cable were next door to trouble, if it came. the bell system is people.
Only at 10 pounds, Ryan. There's 200 feet left.
In this case, wet people, checking tanks that maintain pressure in the cables against water. One of our men looking for trouble in the neighborhood finds none here. The telephone wire into the home is underground. The fallen tree is no hazard to service.
That storm we've been expecting has arrived with a vengeance, and the western section of Illinois has been taking quite a beating. Some areas are reporting record-breaking rainfall. Streams and rivers are overflowing their banks. Here in Chicago, the first rains came shortly after 6 this morning, and we can expect heavy precipitation through early evening. Winds are gusting up to 40 miles an hour from the northwest. With telephone and teletype,
under the circumstances you and me being the school bus had a schedule.
That's right. You're out.
And that's exactly where you're going. Out.
I think this is going to be our day. You better call Mom.
In this family, a baby will be born today. As is the tradition, a call for help goes out to the expectant mother's mother. In Denver, Colorado, as it happens.
Looks like we're both going to have a busy day.
Along about this time of day, phone traffic between Chicago and Denver is heavy. But there's a bell system function called network management, which gets the family call routed around any congestion.
Well, it's about
The
time.
babies are important.
I am on flight 236, leaving Denver at 10:25, and I'll get in O'Hare at 1:25.
She's already back. How did you know this was the day?
I can count.
She can count.
And don't bother to meet me. I'll get a cab. Bye, dear.
While this is going on, a television show is being born in the Brooklyn, New York studios of NBC.
let's go back, please, where you come off the platform, very top of the number. Please cross down.
Yeah, you know, it's a lyric number. He got Ray in there for school.
All right, stand by. Go just from the count off. Go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Picture quality is the concern in this room.
Hello, Burbank. This is New York. Peak on the left is hitting 100. It's sending 40 units of burst and 40 units of sync.
Television pictures travel coast to coast via bell system microwave towers. The sound goes by telephone cable. Towers are spaced at line-of-sight intervals of about 30 miles. The picture signals enter Pacific Telephone's building in downtown Los Angeles. Through all the telecasting hours, telephone men guard signal quality. The picture moves out to NBC Burbank. There, another telephone man checks and tests and rechecks.
They all look real good.
Out in the Puyallup Valley, near Tacoma, Washington, daffodils are in bloom. Naturally, a festival is in order. And every festival must choose a queen. In an international gesture, the high school students of the area have elected an honorary princess, an exchange student from Thailand. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the Royal Court of the Daffodil Festival. Once again, to entertain you, the Wilson High School Swing Choir. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the judge's decision on the winning candidate for Queen of the Daffodil Festival. The Queen is Susan Bona of Wilson High School. Photographers and the reporters of the press are there. Festivals are news. The crowning of a queen is news. And the selection of an exchange student as honorary princess is special news. A young reporter of the Associated Press is torn between pretty girls and the deadline.
Who's desk, please? Burdett here. I got our winner. Just a minute.
All right. How do you spell it? S-U-Z-A-F? Bona, B-O-N-A, 17. His call goes to downtown Seattle, to the AP's Regional Bureau office. Honorary foreign princess? The Associated Press is a worldwide news-gathering agency. How do you spell that? T-A-Y-O-M-A-U-S-U-J-A-R-I-T. Where? Frank, T-R-E-N-G. Famine, right? Editors decide the story is worth national notice. It goes by teletypewriter to hundreds of newspapers and to AP headquarters in New York. The Bell system provides news services with private lines dedicated to news alone. It offers security to the news. Lines are tagged for easy identification. Relays are covered. Switching installations are shielded. Standby protection channels are provided. The Associated Press uses nearly 1 million miles of news wires. In New York, the coronation story is rewritten for broadcast by more than 2,400 radio and television stations. At the foreign desk, the story goes to Thailand by underseas cable or radio. And the picture of the pretty Thai girl, princess for a day, goes too. Southwest of Houston, a pipeline map. Tennessee Gas and 14,000 miles of pipeline from the Gulf of Mexico to the Canadian border, run by telephone.
Currently it wants 25 million more.
25 million? That's fine. We'll have the
Pressure rolling to you immediately.
Okay, we'll wait your call. Thank you.
Hello, is this Bay City? This is Ray Davis.
Yes, sir, Miss Davis. How are you? 25 million?
Yes, sir, I think we can get it.
Fine. Unit 2 clear.
That 25 million is cubic feet of natural gas. In the gas fields, the division engineer opens the wells that will provide the extra gas. 75 field locations linked by 16 separate circuits. These alternate telephone routes ensure against failure.
Mr. Davis, this is Bowers in Unit 2. Yes, sir. We got you 25 million.
25 million on the line.
Yes, sir. Unit 2 clear.
Thank you very much.
Brewer, Station 17.
Brewer, this is Ray Davis. We have an additional 25 million coming online. Change discharge from 740 to 750.
Okay, I have it. Increase discharge pressure from 740 to 750. Order number 39.
Fine, thank you.
Agawam.
Okay, Massachusetts, we have the 25 million on the line. That should hold you for a while, Herb.
Okay, Ray.
Agawam in Massachusetts is the division compressor and dispatching center for the northeast end of the system.
The 25 million is okay, and we're going to put it on right now. Thank you.
Codes are automatically dialed. Valves are activated, and natural gas flows into New York. In Goddard Space Center, Greenbelt, Maryland, a 3-position switchboard links a worldwide network to the space travelers. This is known as SCAMA 2, Station Conferencing and Monitoring Arrangement. SCAMA provides push-button voice contact between 150 monitoring and control stations around the world. All may sit in if needed for mission conferences.
This is Goddard Voice. Stand by for a conference.
SCAMA was developed by the Bell System for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Back at Cape Kennedy, it's liftoff on the highway to the stars. In Tacoma, the Daffodil Festival culminates in a parade. The Queen and her court ride in regal splendor on a daffodil float. And in her own car, the pretty visitor from Thailand has her day in the sun. In Brooklyn, NBC goes on the air coast to coast.
The Madam Props are gone with all the balls and floor, said all the gentlemen, obviously. The Madam had to do this personality. And think of all the books about the Barry's looks. What was the native that told the Barry? But I'm sure she had a well-developed personality. And what did Romeo choose Juliet or Pierre in Pierrette or Jupiter? You know. Well, of course I know. I went so lonely death and had the boys and friends without a mustard in that she knew how to use her personality. And wear certain girls up at certain things like sable coats and wedding rings by men who wear their spats right. That's right. That's right. So don't you say I'm smart and half the time it's hard. Oh, what a wonderful brother on me. So tell me how you like my personality. So idolize my bitch and why. Oh, bravo when I'm at sea.
Night falls, but America on the move has a 24-hour day. In countless homes, factories, and offices around the country, people and machines continue communicating with one another. And the means by which they do it must not fail.